how to share this too. On Facebook, social media. Anything that you got, just share it, mostly on Facebook. Try to share it more in groups if you can. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in a second. Let me go ahead and pull this up on my phone too. Just for the time being. 1 second. Right now, it's got one. Let me share it. Okay, next slide. All right, well, let me get started while y'all doing that. And I'm going to have y'all two read, see what I'm saying? Go back and forth. So first things first, Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Barakatam, to all my brothers, Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Barakatam, Shem, Yahweh, Shah, to all my sisters, all right? This is Officer Maccabi with I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis class, Brotherhood. And today we are going to touch on some pretty heavy, scriptures, you know what I mean? It's good that the young brothers is here too, you know what I mean? Because this is good for their learning. How old are you? 13? Good age. How about you? 12? Okay. Well, sign Christ. I thought he was 13. You're a big little man. Okay, so for today's class, pretty much, it's definitely going to go over some, just pretty much like protocol, things that need to be known concerning brotherhood. You know what I mean? Once again, we always go back, from the way beginning. We like to touch on what, the prophets of old used to teach. Every prophet taught the same thing in the Bible. Anytime you heard, name me a prophet in the Bible, just like two. Isaiah, who else? Ezekiel, who else? Peter, who else? One more. Out of you, one more. Aaron, they all taught the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Christ taught taught the law of Moses. That lets you know that who was around first. Aaron was around, Moses was around first, but it's always been kept from generations to generations. You see what I'm saying? So pretty soon I will get the whole breakdown of how many generations brothers are apart. You see what I'm saying? I know between Yahushua and Jacob, they're 14 generations apart. You see what I'm saying? I know that specifically through studying it. All right, so with that being said, we are going to get into Luke, James, of course. We are going to get into Ezekiel. We are going to get into Isaiah. We are also going to get into Paul today, okay? To really specify, the meaning of brotherhood and to show you that the whole spirit that you should have when you inside these, these walls, outside these walls. Meaning inside the school, outside of the school. Outside meaning just meaning the public life. All right. So first things first. Anybody got questions? No questions, no concerns. Go ahead out.
One question. What is the definition of prophet?
Prophet. A prophet is someone that teaches, like prophesying. Someone that prophesies, or a prophet is, a priest. That is ordained to do the work of the Lord or to teach, so to speak. But it's a little thorough background on that. But to sum it up for you, for time's sake, it's a priest. So I'm saying a man of God that prophesies, meaning that tells, teaches about the future, things to come to pass. Okay. See what I'm saying? Like, for example, if someone told you that, there's going to be a raid in this country at this time and that time. Commander YAHANNA has done it many times. I remember I witnessed it for the first time in my life when, first time, coming into the school. I remember I was real young. I can't remember what rank, but I remember when he was talking about how in the next 30 days or so, he said, you just watch how the Africans are going to get invaded and someone's going to get kidnapped. And who got kidnapped? Not even almost 30 days later, the woman got kidnapped, the little girl. So this is like some years ago. You see what I'm saying? That was a big story that went viral all over the place. That was one. You know what I mean? I remember when YAHANNA talked about how there would be scandals, homosexual scandals in a fake Israelite group. And it wasn't just one. There was about 4 or 5 of them. And they were hit back to back. Like it was New York Times, CNN, and you can say that these people were not homosexuals. And more than anything, you can say that they did not hate black people because they do. They still do. And that's when I remember around that time, a few people left. A few people left out of IUIC, and it was coming into U.P.K. And a lot of them that I see to this day, brothers and sisters, are in the school to this day. And they tell all types of stories about how horrible things were and how things are so out of order. See what I'm saying? So, you know, there you go. See what I'm saying? It's so many things that I saw. You know what I mean? So, yeah, many things that we are about to read, like a parable. I think it's in Luke. It's going to be a parable. It's not so much that it's going to come to pass. It's things that it's going to be. It's pretty much a example. A parable is what they call a spiritual example. See what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get Luke 19 and 12. All right, Luke 19 and 12 is the first scripture that we're going to head to first. Whoever got to, go ahead and read. No sweat. I mean, yeah, whenever you got it out.
The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 12.
And we're going to dialogue a little bit, all right? So I want y'all to follow along, pay attention as well. Go ahead.
He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country.
Actually, read 2 verses up.
Luke chapter 19, verse 10.
So we all understand. Go ahead.
For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost.
So somebody had asked Christ a question. As far as if someone, does something wrong to another brother, as far as false accusation is what you will see. And the brother's name start with a C. It's not Zechariah or Zephaniah, somebody else. He pretty much asked Christ a question. And Christ's question, Christ answered it. And what you're about to read that again, because that's in red, correct? Read that one more time.
For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost.
So and the reason why it says he came to save which is lost, because that brother who caused that, false accusation took something from somebody. So the thing that's took from somebody is lost. And that's why we say today, if someone takes something from you, they break in your house, stole your TV, stole your PlayStation, you took an L. And that's how we talk in today's time. And that lets you know that's us in the Bible. It's no coincidence, but it is kind of funny just reading just thousands of years later. It's like, wow, okay. Right. So keep going.
Verse 11. And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem. So
Christ was speaking, speaking meaning speaking of a parable. A parable that, you should probably want to write that down, what a parable is. Because you're going to see many parables all throughout the Bible. I'll say any parable every parable is great. If you read Matthew, Luke, if you look at, I believe, Matthew, Luke, if you look at, Paul, the Corinthians, Thessalonians, I want to say maybe Isaiah, you're going to see a lot of parables. Go ahead. A parable is, by definition, is a spiritual lesson or teaching. All right. So think of a parable as figurative language, allegory, if you know what an allegory is, metaphors, things of that sort. See what I'm saying? Really, pretty much the whole entire Bible. The Most High's language is very, very eloquent, very precise. Okay. All right. Or articulate. You know what that word means, right? Right. So So like another word is rhetoric. Rhetoric is a really good word too, as far as to explain what that is. Go ahead.
Like what we would say today, like speaking in slang, like our rap music, how we talk and we say things.
I mean,
it could mean like different little things.
Yeah. Well, it could be slang, but also it's just a very, intelligent way. Eloquent, we use words eloquent, articulate, rhetoric, those are creative, intelligent ways of saying things.
Right.
And that's the Bible. Although a lot of times when you hear the prophet speak, it can be very plain, but the meaning of it can be so complex. That's why King Solomon is so dope. When you see him, when you see him say something, like for example, Saturday we was reading that scripture about what was it? About the king or something like that.
I have to read it over again.
Yeah, there's a lot of biblical words in there, but it was so simple, but then again, so damn complex. You gotta break it down, and that's the whole purpose of this too. And parables, you have to break them down in order to understand what you're reading. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Come, verse 11. And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem. Nigh meaning near to. Keep going. And because they thought that the kingdom of God should immediately appear.
And that's another cut to let you know that the kingdom of heaven is not going to physically come down. It's going to be somewhere, but you're not going to physically see it. It's spiritual. Now, the kingdom of heaven is what?
Lack of Spanish, and they don't rule the earth.
Rule the earth, right? And that's the thing that's inside of you. It's that spirit. It's it's so to speak the mark of the Lord, not the mark of the beast, but the mark of the Lord, which is you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? The kingdom is within you. At least it's supposed to be, but not for many people right now. Go ahead.
Kind of just expand on that.
You want to speak loud too?
Just to kind of expand on that, it's a form of government, like a righteous form of government.
Right. Come, damn right. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why Yahushua had cut the Sadducees and Pharisees. Of course, anytime they came and approached Christ with questions, they already know the answer, but they're trying to see what he's going to say. And Christ, knowing what they're thinking, he knows what to say. He's not going to say anything different than what he was taught. That's why in I.S.U.P.K, you might hear a lot of us say, "Don't forget what you already know." You ever heard that before? See what I'm saying? When I first heard that, it was from, I believe, Kunaya Allah. It was like Kunaya Allah and Captain Kataza. I kept hearing them say that all the time. It's like, oh, you're right. Like, for example, if you get into a battle with somebody and someone asks you about this scripture, you already know the scripture. But don't forget what you already know. See what I'm saying? How you don't forget what you already know, you got to study. Because my favorite scripture, 2 Timothy 2:15 says, study to show thyself approved. You see what I'm saying? Approve of what? Approve of this work. That you know what the hell you're talking about. See what I'm saying? That you know your records. You know these scriptures. Even Satan knows the scriptures. Go ahead.
What was our scripture?
2 Timothy 2:15. That's Paul, I believe. Yeah, come. No, it's like Timothy. No, it's 2 Timothy. Come, go ahead.
Verse 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom.
A kingdom, keep going.
And to return. Verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy
till I come.
So occupy till I come.
So occupy until I come. So 10 pounds is given to 10 servants. See what I'm saying? So these 10 pounds is given to 10 servants individually. And this man says to occupy till I come, meaning till I come back. You see what I'm saying? You know how in the world, someone tells you if you really want to be a man, if you really want to do something, take this brick and flip it. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you want to make some money, if you want to do something useful, flip this brick and come back, and you know what I mean, I'll see how you are on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So this man told the 10 servants, occupy this till I come back. All right, keep going.
Verse 14. But his citizens hated him.
But what?
But his citizens hated him.
Meaning the people in his own country hated him. Keep going.
And sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. Verse 15. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man has gained by trading.
Right, keep going.
Verse 16. Then come the verse saying, Lord.
Let's say come or came.
Then came the verse saying, Lord, thy pound has gained 10 pounds.
So meaning the pound that he had has gained 10 more pounds. So what does that mean? To gain weight? Go ahead.
He used that pound to make more money, basically.
Right.
He made it 10-fold.
Right. See what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities.
Now, this scripture right here, boy, this is heavy. What does that mean? When it says, Slide, read it one more time.
Verse 17.
Okay, Slide, I lost myself.
And he said unto him, well, thy good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities.
What does that mean? Break it down. In spirit of brotherhood, what does that mean?
That means I gave you a little bit, and you was able to be fruitful and faithful in that, and loyal, and allow that to grow. Now I will give you more responsibility.
Okay, good man. I like that. Good man. That's it. So in a nutshell, what does this have to do with brotherhood so far? It's more to it. We ain't done yet. Go ahead, Jamal.
So far, it's like the brother said, like since he was able to, you know what I'm saying, do it. First of all, he did what he was commanded to do, you know what I mean? And he got that money, he flipped it, you know what I'm saying, brought it back to, you know what I'm saying, the master and told him, you know, I did well. I took that and made 10 more. So the master told him, well, since you doing such a good job, you able to control 10 cities now.
Right, there you go. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, well, go ahead.
So just for understanding, the person that flipped it is the same person they was complaining about having rain over it.
Yeah.
No. I know where you're going. But not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I see where you're going. You're jumping ahead. Yeah, but I got you. So you see what I'm saying? That man that was faithful over little, he got a lot more. You see what I'm saying? Like you know, I think about that all the time. We don't always have much, but we make something out of nothing. That's why we can get things done through brotherhood all the time. I mean, can one man get the job done? Sometimes they can. But if it's more men, I mean, just, you know, two people to do a 5-man job, I mean, goddamn, you're gonna end up gaining something out of that. You see what I'm saying? We are small right now in Minnesota. We ain't big yet. We ain't blown up yet, but it's gonna get there. The small men that we got right now, that are building themselves up, you know, washing themselves, you see what I'm saying, trying to clean themselves up to get better, you know, that's great because it's going to bring more fruit. Once they are finally to that point where it's like, okay, I'm ready, see what I'm saying, then those small men are going to fish more and more. It's going to bring more men, and we are going to get bigger and bigger. You see what I'm saying? I would not like the school to be in Minnesota to have 15 to 50 niggas in the room, and majority of them are just toxic. See what I'm saying? What's the whole thing about the apple? If one is spoiled, the rest are spoiled. You can't have what? There you go. See what I'm saying? It's a scripture that talks about if you know what I mean, if one brother is in fear, it can cause all the men to be in fear. Now I forget where that's at, but you know what I mean, we don't want that type of spirit around here. And that's why it's very important to understand what happens later in the story. So keep going.
Verse 18. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound has gained 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities.
Right.
Verse 20. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound which I have kept lied up in a napkin. So I can read that over.
Yep.
Verse 20. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound which I have kept laid up in a napkin.
Right.
For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man.
Yeah, you know what that means. Yeah, austere means what? It's really one word to it. Go ahead.
Like strong.
A strong man. That's
strong
one thing.
Will, like,
oh, he said strong what?
Like strong will man.
Strong. Very close. Very close. It's strong something.
Strong-minded.
I mean, yeah, he's strong, but he's well disciplined. Well disciplined. You know, discipline can bring off a sense of, you know, intimidation of people. See what I'm saying? It can make people feel a little uneasy. You see what I'm saying? You know, like Saturday, that brother was just like, y'all, why y'all so damn militant? Niggas just standing there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like we ain't barking or nothing. You see what I'm saying? But it's just that appearance. You know what I mean? And you know, Yahawashi, what's that man? All right, keep going.
Verse 21. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man.
Mm-hmm.
Thou takest up that thou liest not down, and reapest that thou doest not sow. He said, for I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou liest not down, and reapest that thou didst
so.
Does not sow. Like it's spelled differently.
Yeah, I know. That's what. So what does that mean so far?
He's basically saying, like, he was like you say, intimidated by Yahawashi, because he was like, you reap what you didn't sow.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you taking what you didn't lie down, basically.
Right.
So, you know, we got, they say you're supposed to reap what you sow, like,
right.
You're supposed to put in that work, I guess.
Right.
But he's saying, you ain't put in the work, but you showed you getting all the benefits of it. That's what he's saying, right?
No, hold on one second. Slow. So because he didn't do what he was supposed to, he didn't get nothing.
So he basically, what I'm hearing is he was saying he was, because he was afraid that might happen. He was afraid to do anything with that pound. He kept it and didn't do nothing with it.
Right, yeah, because he kept it. Right.
He was scared he would not honor. And he knew what the punishment was going to be if he didn't, if he would reap what he sowed, one way or another. That's what
So
I'm
happened. But when he say he feared because he's an arch fear man, then he say, thou take it up that thou layest not down, and reapest that which does not sow. He telling Yahushua like,
No,
you want something, you want it, you want everything back from the work that I put into it. Is that what he's saying right here?
you want these things, but you don't do the work to get
Exactly.
them. That's what it's saying.
Uh-huh.
And more of the stories when it's talking about too, the spirit of brotherhood is being lazy. I don't know if y'all caught that part, because these men did what they were supposed to do. They followed their orders and they came over 10 cities. They held their posts. They did everything when it came to this order. I'm gonna give this to you, to do with this. When I come back, I expect this.
Right.
This man didn't do his job because he feared, that was an excuse.
Right.
He used that excuse to not do what he was supposed to do, like all the other men did. He's being lazy. Because he's being lazy, this is what he receives.
So he basically saying, I ain't about to go put in no work thing, give everything to you. That's like the spirit the brother had, like everybody else put in work and gain.
So I don't need to do nothing.
He felt like he felt like why should he do everything and then give it all to Yahushua? Is that the spirit behind what he said?
Yeah, it can be that. It sounds like pride, but more than anything, just not doing what you are told to do. Being lazy. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll take that for sure. You see what I'm saying? That how come he couldn't do what everybody else did?
Right.
This man did not do what he was supposed to do. That's why he's not over these 10 cities. That's why, in the truth, you'll see people where they're at. Sometimes you got some people who can't, who doesn't rise up because things are holding them back. It's not always bad. Sometimes it can be them. Maybe it's not the job. I know brothers in the school who've been the same rank for a long time because they have to take care of a lot of other stuff, and they're fine with that. They're content. There's some people who are in the same place because they just don't care or don't inspire to grow. See what I'm saying? You might see a trooper who's always been a trooper. You might see a student that's always going to be a student. You know what I mean? I've seen it plenty of times. You got some people who just don't want to do the work. That's why we don't pressure anybody to be an officer or above that. If you want to be a person, actually, we don't encourage anybody to want to even be a trooper. If you don't want to, no one's forcing you. If you want to just pay your tithes to I.S.U.P.K and study, and support, the events, that's fine. There's no problem. Everybody's not meant to be where the Lord wants you to be at. There's some people where they're not going to be a trooper forever. They're going to be some greater than just a trooper. They're going to have to move up in life because this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And the Lord's going to put them in this place, in this position. See what I'm saying? You can't tell. General YAHANNA and all the generals and captains weren't meant to not just be who they are. They grew up. See what I'm saying? They got to that point. And they fought hard to get to where they're at. You know what I mean? If no one wants to pick up that sport, then don't touch it. Simple as that. Don't touch it. Just leave it there. All right. But yeah, this right here though, don't be lazy in the truth. If you wanna really, see the things that we all talk about, if you really want to see progress within the Black community, you got to put in work. You know what I'm saying? Even when you feel like years is going by and you feel like nothing is really changing, you still got to work. Don't you see that these generals have been in the school for over 30 years? I hear stories all the time, over 30 years. And and we are still in hell and captivity. We are still going to work until everything is fulfilled. It doesn't make sense to just be in the world for the longest period of time and then come in for a short time and be like, all right, I'm ready now. Maybe it's going to be too late for you. You spend all your time out there when you could have been spending all your time in here getting your people right, getting you right. See what I'm saying? And that way you can make things happen for Israel. Maybe we just need a few more brothers to come up in here who are solid, and maybe YAHANNA can come tomorrow. That's how we gotta think. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit of brotherhood, man. You know what I mean? But I would say don't force anybody. Don't force anybody, to wanna do the work of the Lord. Don't force anybody. If they are serious, they will show that they're serious. You're gonna do this forever. Even if you have to do this for 400 years, do it. Do it. You gotta do it. See what I'm saying? That's something to think about. It doesn't matter, if anybody's making any excuse, as far as why they can't do what they do, leave them to their excuses. But you, on the other hand, you know what you want to do. I want to do a lot of things for the truth. So I'm getting to it. I'm not making no excuses. I really don't talk about it. I just do what I do behind the scenes until I'm told to stop. Lately, I have not been told to stop, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because something's working out. I'm not getting calls. I'm not getting check-ins. Everything's working out. So I'm going to work behind the scenes what I want to do for the school that I believe will benefit the I.S.U.P.K and the children of Israel, man. You know what I mean? Our nation. You know what I mean? It's, family. I'll have me a family soon. I have a lot of things that's going to distract me, see what I'm saying, from the truth. But this truth is more important than anything. See what I'm saying? The truth comes first before my children, my family, friends, whatever else is out there that might distract you. And they will have to understand. And they will thank you later. You see what I'm saying? So keep going on that. Actually, let's stop from there. Hold on. Yeah, let's start right there to the time. Get James 2:14, because Jamal, you said something. You said something, precept to this pretty much. So James 2:14. And this should be self-explanatory as well. And it's a lot. I'm one of those brothers too. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna just say this once. Ain't no wrong with being zealous, right? About the truth, what you want to do, stuff like that. It's one thing to talk about it, but you should also do it. You should also do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna hear you every time. Just hear what you say and see that you don't do your job. And if you're not doing your job, that just means you're not serious. See what I'm saying? It's one thing, once again, it's one thing to talk about it, but you got to do it. If you want goals for yourself, a lot of brothers and sisters, that come into the school are getting themselves off of drugs. It's like they get themselves off of drugs, getting away from, heathen women, men, getting away from family. Family can cause you to go back into the world. Your children can cause you to go back into the world. The smallest thing that you might think is small, it's really just, a lot of it is stupid. I know a brother who left the school. A lot of people use the excuse on why they went back to the world, right? This brother said, based on his hairline, him looking funny, he couldn't deal with it. He couldn't fathom the way that he looked. So that's why he went back into the world. Really, the brother just wanted to get high. That was it. He wanted to be around the same friends that were bad for him, and he ended up in some trouble. And here come the more stories. You see what I'm saying? Some people, I heard a story about a brother. I heard about a few people that left the school, went to jail for years. Went to jail for years. I heard stories about people getting hurt after they leave the school, finding themselves in a whole bunch of trouble. And, they open up doors for Satan, man. Some people, get into, get shot. Some people get into fights, end up in jail, and they end up rock bottom. Go ahead.
So like I was telling Brother Chucky last night about this, what you're saying right now. I felt like the Lord, He had so much mercy on me. And I could have been there, going to jail a long time ago.
Man,
and I was telling him, like, if I leave this school and go back into doing the stuff that I used to do, the Most High gonna put me to death.
You're right.
And I honestly feel that in my heart.
Right.
The Lord gonna put me to death.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
I know better. You know,
yeah.
know better.
Yeah.
And all that mercy he gave me, you know what I mean? That's gonna be out the window. I already know this. I feel strong about that.
Right, you know, and I always say, it's like 1 second, I always say, you know, me personally, I fear for those that's not fearing the Most High, because I know what it is on the other side. You know, the other side was horrible. If I was still in the world at 16, you know, turning 17, coming to the school, I would have found drugs. I would have found, you know, alcohol. Well, I found alcohol, but I'm not alcoholic. But I would have found everything to be an excuse on why I can't move forward in life, why I can't serve the Most High, and that's too easy. I want something that's harder, a challenge. I want this. This is a challenge for me, and I like challenges. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I'm here. See what I'm saying? No one forced my hand. No one forced me. No one, you know, locked me up and told me that this had to be my life. You see what I'm saying? The Most High called and I answered. And this is why I'm here. But I'm not here for myself, never that. I'm all, you know, I mean, when you are in here, I mean, you are here for your nation. You are here to get yourself fixed up so you can fix your nation. My problems don't matter. Your problems matter to me. You see what I'm saying? When a brother asks me, how you doing? It really is, how are you doing? How may I help you? That's the type of spirit that you need. When it comes to sisters and brothers, you know what I mean? I get calls sometimes from brothers and sisters. I always say, hey, you know, I don't want to be a bother, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Just tell me what's going on. How can I help you? Do you need me to come over there? Do you need me to give you this? What do you need? And I'll give it to you if I see fit. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was just going to relate to what Jamal was saying, that the story that I shared with you,
right?
A little bit about my background.
Right.
That's exactly what the Most High showed me, that your grace is a period of time, and the more knowledge you have, the less, I don't want to say the less grace that you have, but the less blind grace or ignorance that the Lord is going to tolerate off of you. You know, you know better. I've shown you better, and I'm showing you better.
Right.
If you turn your back on me, then I'm gonna turn my back on you.
And that's also in the Bible. That's in the book of Hosea, the 4th chapter.
So like when it say the person that knows better get more stripes.
Yeah, Peter. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Like me, I mean, if I left, that would be stupid. I've never, you know, I mean, I had to realize what Jeremiah said. He said he never saw 5,000 leave, or I believe 1,000. I've never seen it either. I've seen men underneath though. I'm just like, well, I've never seen that. I mean, if you are that high in a position and you leave, man, something's really going on. I can't even think about it. I can't see myself. It's too odd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, knowing that the truth runs through my mind all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? When I'm at the slavery, I'm thinking about scriptures. I'm thinking about this. When I see articles, I think about the Most High. I think about Israel. That's all that pops up in my head. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like it could be any small detail, something, and it reminds me of this. Concerning, it draws me back into the truth. There's never something in the world. I don't miss any goddamn thing in the world. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Them demons want me, but I don't want them. I don't want no parts of them. You see what I'm saying? The world is not for me. And brothers and sisters that make excuses for themselves got to understand that. But people want to, they say like when you get high, it numbs everything. Really, it doesn't. You're still hurting yourself because people get higher off of anything. Christianity, people's lives. See what I'm saying? You know, toxic relationships. When I say relationships, it's not just, intimate relationships. It could be with the friends, the family, anybody. See what I'm saying? So go to James 2:14. Let's move forward. But y'all get the point. Yeah, go ahead, Raphael.
James chapter 2, verse 14.
Oh, and Salaki, make sure y'all writing this down. Yeah, come on, go ahead.
James chapter 2, verse 14. What doth it profit, my brethren?
Salaki, what do it?
What do it profit, my brethren, through a man say he hath faith and have not works?
So what is James saying? And James is a cold piece right here. He'll cut you up real fast. And this whole book, I believe there's 5 chapters in this book, man. 5 chapters. And he lays it down flat. It's simple for you to understand. So he asks the question, what doeth it profit? Meaning, what does it gain you, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works, can faith save him? What does that mean? Jamal.
So like, what he's saying is, like you said, it's not going to do you no good just to have faith and not putting in the work. But
right.
Just your faith alone ain't gonna save you. You got to put in that work and make sure, you know what I'm saying, you're doing what you're supposed to do and it's true.
Right. Now let's break it down even further, because once again, we are not the Christian church. So we break down everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a recipe to the scriptures, of course, right? Because these scriptures are remedies for our problems, for our understanding. Now, to knock off the Christianity, what is faith? First, let's understand what faith is. Go ahead.
Faith is like to believe in something.
Okay. Now, someone grab Hebrews 3:1. It will explain faith. I believe that's Hebrews 3:1. Let me show you real quick.
Come. Book of Hebrews, chapter 3, verse 4. Verse 1.
No, Salaki, that's not it. So I know where it's at. Salaki. Hebrews 11:1. Salaki. I'm sure you've seen this before too, Jamal. Hebrews 11:1.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
What does that mean? Jamal.
That's like you have faith in something like you pray for that you want, that you believe that you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I like the way it says, and the evidence of things not seen. Even though you don't see it, you know what I mean? You just know that it's there. It's like I believe in our God. We can't sit here and touch him, grab him, and see him, but we know damn sure he's there.
Right. So, like to elaborate when it says the evidence of things not seen. Everybody's not going to see what you see.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You tell somebody that, there's going to be a day and time where we are not going to be in slavery anymore. And some people will laugh at you to your face. It's called, laugh you to scorn. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you are crazy as hell. Are you cool? Oh, okay. Just make sure you're all right. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are going to laugh you to scorn and think that you are stupid and crazy. There's going to come a point in time where Black and Hispanic people are not going to be in hell. Those Hispanic brothers are not going to be in cages and dying. It's not a coincidence that millions of them, thousands of them are dying right now, crossing the border. Right. How are thousands of them dying? Mysteriously. They are being killed. They are being targeted because they're trying to keep them from coming over to the border. You see what I'm saying? Who should really be on the other side of that border is the white man. Yeah, right. Because this is not his place. But now he made it his home. It was once somebody else's home until he made it his own. But there's going to come a day and time where these white people will not reign over us anymore. Right. And real strong militant brothers will be in charge. And it's going to be it's going to damn near be impossible. The thought, the mindset that's going to be true. It's going to be sisters that's going to be very modest, very beautiful, very, just, how sisters is. Like, sisters are very clingy to their man. You see what I'm saying? Get you a sister that's very righteous and virtuous. that would do anything for you. Now that's what you call a rider. A woman that's gonna, you know, try to beat another female up for you. You see what I'm saying? Try to, you know, run a lick on, you know, somebody for you. That's not a woman. That's just, you know, I don't know. I mean, what is it? Your partner in crime? Literally. Your partner in crime. That's it. You see what I'm saying? She'll do any goddamn thing. You know what I mean? You know, you got these shows out here where these sisters will have sex with business partners just to get a deal for the family. I mean, watching Empire. You see what I'm saying? Empire, seeing how the older brother and the sister, you know, although they are together, you see what I'm saying? No, it's like it was a sister. I mean, it was a devil and the brother. How they were with each other, but they would go sleep with other people just to get deals for the family, to make more money. That's disgusting, man. See what I'm saying? You got sisters in the same spirit that would do that. You know what I mean? But you get the point. But read that one more time about faith, and I'll get to your question. Right.
Book of Hebrews 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. The things that you pray for, the things that you want to see, that no one else might not see. See what I'm saying? It's a strong belief that you know that this thing will happen. You know that Christ is going to come. A lot of people just, you know, they use Christ not coming when they want him to come as an excuse to continue their lifestyle in the world. I hear it all the time. Well, we're going to die someday. Well, I understand that. We are going to die. It tells you that we are going to return to our dust. You see what I'm saying? But do you want to return on a bad note? You know what I mean? Do you want to be on the side of the Most High or on the other side where it's not safe? It's not good. It's going to be horrible. We read about last week how the Most High, how it says not to be scared of the person that can destroy your body, but the one that can destroy your body and put your soul in hell. Come on, man. I don't want to be that. All right. You want to say something?
Just to piggyback off of what you were saying right now, that them same people who say that and justify their sin or what they're doing with death, they still question what happens after death, though.
Right. Are you in between the world?
Right. They're not just satisfied with that answer, though.
Of course.
So how are you using? If that's the case and that's acceptable,
right,
why aren't you just satisfied with dying?
Right.
And then furthermore, what it's saying to me is your goals. You talking about having the substance of things hoped for.
Right.
So you say out loud, I have this goal.
Right.
But you put no work and no effort towards that goal. What does that benefit you? And then first and foremost, what does it benefit you? But secondly, how is it making you look? How is it making you feel when you have a goal and you want to move towards something, but you're not moving towards it?
Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, that's more personal.
Right.
To be quite honest, but I see what you're saying.
Right.
But that's not really what the scripture is saying. You see what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's right there. But I understand what you're saying now. All right. So that was just a little precept. If you already got that.
Yep.
All right. Go back to James 2:14. That's what I want. And then we're gonna move on a little bit. All right. Go ahead and get that. Whoever got it.
James 2:14. What
What
doeth profit, my brethren, through a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him?
Right. So once again, what does that mean? After it's simple. One sentence.
Faith without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. See what I'm saying? That's what it is. And by the way, y'all tone sounds really dead.
Right.
I need y'all to be louder than that. Yeah, louder than that. I need y'all to work on that. All right. I believe your voice can be louder. Because y'all are men, right? Right. Okay. No sweat. Now I have faith in that. Okay. All right. Keep going on that a little bit.
Verse 15. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, verse 16, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warned and filled. Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body.
So what does that mean? Hey, and little man, if you want to say something, you can always say something too. No, it's good. Don't be shy, little man. Come on now. Anybody, what does that mean? I mean, or really, what is that saying? Go ahead.
If you say a positive word to them, like go in peace, but you don't give them any substance of what they need, then what have you really done? What does it profit them?
Right. See what I'm saying?
It's empty.
Right. Like that's like telling somebody, you know, someone tells you that I'm hungry, and you tell them, you know, yeah, I'm hungry too. You see what I'm saying? You got the whole food and everything. Like, man, I haven't eaten in 2 days. My stomach's touching my back. But you got all the resources, but you don't give it to them. You see what I'm saying? You know how to destroy Christianity. You know how to get this person off of drugs. You know how to get them to a place of, you know, where they're not destroyed, crazy out of their minds. You know how to help them, but you don't help them. You see what I'm saying? You're not working to help them. Go ahead.
I got a personal example.
Right.
So, in the midst of the story that I told you,
right.
One of the brothers outside of this school that I deal with, my sister's husband.
Time.
He came to me and he gave me a word of advice in scripture after I picked myself up, but never in the midst of me falling down or being down.
Right.
And I, you know, and that just, you know, it just let me know, you know, where he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I, you know, I had the opportunity to mention that to him today. You know, like you gave me a word after the fact when you seen me pick myself up, but you didn't give me no word whatsoever when you saw me struggle.
Right. When you say word, you mean scripture, or
I mean,
or
just more
conversation.
It was more conversation, but he ended it on the scripture. And when he ended it on the scripture, you know, he was paraphrasing.
Okay.
So when he ended it on the scripture, I just left him with the scripture that Kodash gave me.
Right.
You know, that a just man falls 7 times.
Right.
But he get back up.
Damn right.
You know.
Yeah, damn right. But you know, there's 7 demons worse than the other.
Right.
I mean, worse than the first one. That's going to come after you.
Right.
But although that you keep that in mind, you're fighting. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it's good to, when someone's falling, it's good to help them up. That's what King Solomon spoke about in Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. You see what I'm saying? But now when I'm on top, you want to talk about all my encouragements and you know, and upbringings and stuff like that. It's like, but you are the one. I know. I saw you watching me. I saw you see me, see you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I understand that.
That's part of the reason tonight why I came to Brotherhood class, because he was there when we was having this conversation,
right.
And I wanted him to see an alternative to Brotherhood in the conversation.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Just tell him, you know, bring us behind to class, and he'll learn something. He'll learn how to, you know, be a brother to you, be a brother to everybody, and you know, he'll know how to treat himself with love and care. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get Ezekiel 13:5 real quick. I would like to dialogue a little bit more, but you know, I'd like to get, you know, good on the time. Ezekiel 13:5. So far, you know, just to run down the class, we read in Luke, we read in James so far. We understand what our place is. This is not just a brotherhood class, but it's for the sisters as well. Everybody has a role to play, so you got to know your role. This Bible, look at the Bible as a script. You got to know your places, you got to know your lines, and you have to follow it. Okay? Everybody has a role. You got to know what to do in your role. Because there's going to come a day and time in your life when the lights are going to be on you. And what are you going to do in that day and time? When all eyes is on you, when you are in a corner with the opportunity, when you are in a corner of a challenge, what are you going to do? Are you going to fumble or are you going to overcome? Fumble or subdue. Subdue means to control the situation or to conquer. All right? So go ahead and read that.
Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedges for the house of Israel.
So like, is that gaps or gates? I believe that's gates.
Yeah. G-A-P-S.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead.
Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedges for the house of Israel to stand in battle in the day of the Lord.
Is that it on verse 5? So what that means is that gaps meaning in the ghettos. You see what I'm saying? There are men that did not go into the gaps, meaning they did not go into the ghettos, to the deserted places, ghost towns, the places that need nourishment. What does the word nourishment mean? Or to nurture or nourish something. To feed. To feed. You know what I'm saying? Something that needs to be fed. And who needs to be fed? The Israelites. See what I'm saying? In the black communities, we need to be fed the truth. We need this milk. You know, it's so funny when I look at that video when that girl screamed like, "Oh, he needs some milk." It's so funny because that's what niggas need. Niggas need milk. You see what I'm saying? Whichever flavor that you like, you're gonna get this work. You need this milk. You need this knowledge. Otherwise, you will not know what to do in this day and time, man. Okay? So keep going on that. And I'll break everything down to you. What is that, verse 6 now?
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
They have seen vanity and lying
devices.
Okay. They have seen vanity and lying devices, saying, the Lord said, and the Lord hath not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word.
Keep going.
Verse 7. Have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying
divination?
Whereas ye have said, the Lord said it, I have not spoken.
So what it's talking about is that, see what I'm saying, the brothers and sisters in the ghettos, the brothers and sisters that are, you know, in these destroyed conditions and places. Once again, heaven and hell. See what I'm saying? This place of hell that we live in, which is America. That whole American dream can go out the window. It belongs in a garbage can where it lives. You see what I'm saying? It comes out of the mouth of the white man. You see what I'm saying? Which is his lies. Now, with that being said, there are people that go into the gaps and fill in the gaps. And when they fill in the gaps, it's causing trouble. It's causing a lot of dysfunction. And what is that? It's the lies that's being told. You should worship white Jesus. You know how many people that say that they hate white people but love the white Jesus? So is there a select few that you hate? Or is it just, you know what I mean, what is it? Which one is it? Do you hate all or just some? You see what I'm saying? Now, when we say that we hate the white man, see what I'm saying, or the white man is the devil, we don't mean it as, we don't mean individually. We mean as a nation. They are. Each devil have the same type of spirit embedded in them. There's a demon that lives inside of white people. Believe it or not. You can think I'm crazy, anything like that. It's true. Demons live inside of white people. What does it say about Cain? In Genesis.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
A murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And understand that each of them tells stories. Stories that are not true, meaning lies. You know what I mean? But you got some of his minions who are called, you know, the Christian pastors. White, they are all nationalities, but mostly the ones that, you know, black people love the most. Those black Christians. Those black Christians and politicians, they come into the gaps and the ghettos. You see what I'm saying? They come to the reservations. They go to the place where you are most vulnerable at, and they speak lies, words that are not of the Most High. Read verse 5 one more time. No, it's like verse 6, verse 6.
Verse 6. They have seen that.
Select. Actually, get verse 5, because there's something I missed.
Verse 5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedges, for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
Right, meaning that black and Hispanic people, the ones that are responsible to protect the Israelites, have not went up to have that hedge for the house of Israel. That is our downfall. Ain't no man got any goddamn excuse why they can't do what they should be doing for the Most High. All that time wasted and spent in the world, we could be using all that in here. There are brothers who have many talents, but they use it for the wrong things. And they think that's the purpose. See what I'm saying? You know, you got so many brothers in the sports arenas. Some of that talents that they use can be used for something else than the truth. I mean, everybody got a place, man. I mean, you know how many niggas, you know how many, it's like, you know how many brothers and sisters are in the UPK? There's no number, of course. We understand that there's a number of us, and we all have a part to play. The Most High is using us for our, you know, for this job right here, for that job over there. You see what I'm saying? We all should pay attention to that, and we will all find our gifts. And when you find that gift, gift is going to be used for the children of Israel. And you gotta understand that. You see what I'm saying? What is gifts that we see in the world that can be useful in the truth to help our brothers and sisters? Go ahead.
One of my gifts is I'm good with children. Period.
Okay.
I'm you know, especially young black males. I have an understanding of you know where they come from and what they're gonna go through, and I'm good at I'm good at kind of understanding, you know, where they at, and they respond well to me. You know, like where I see not everybody had that gift or that patience for that, and I get impatient sometimes. But even that, the Lord points those things out to me and shows me how to deal with it.
Well, it's going to get even better for you because you are in here. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you may think that, you know, it's solid on the other side, but in here it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be 10 times better. The things that you've learned in your experience, I'm sure a lot of that you're going to unlearn, and you're going to implement these things. It's going to be more solid. It's going to be things that you're going to be using for years. And it sounds like, you know, you might just be a counselor. Who knows? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you look forward to that. That might, like you said, that might just be a gift. But there's going to be other things that might be a gift too, that the Lord will show you over time. But you did not answer my question. Give me an example. Give me something that you see in the world, not you, somebody else, that you see that has a gift that you know can help Black and Hispanics. It should be very simple. Go ahead.
The first thing that come to mind is any like you said, sports representative who has any level of following. Like you could be.
That's one.
You could be sharing.
That's one. Right. Status. See what I'm saying? Status is something that can help. See what I'm saying? Like if you really love niggas and you are in a position of high status, drop the truth on them until they stop you from all the interviews, until they stop you from, you know, showing your face. Y'all seen what happened to Colin Kaepernick. The only thing that brother is missing is the UPK. That's it. Go ahead.
It's a lot of like all that money that these celebrities be taking and going to Africa, helping them Africans, they could be putting it right into their own neighborhood.
You know what? Africa has been getting money, enough money.
Well, they've been milking us for too long. And
but the thing is, Africa don't need money. You wanna know why? Africa is rich. Just like America's rich.
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick
that they pulling on us. Oh, the African kids starving. No kids ain't starving. We starved. But they quick to run over there and give them everything, and they look past their own people that's right in front of them. You go outside. I go outside every day. I see nothing but black people holding signs. My neighbor brothers under the bridge. Like you don't have to go across the goddamn country or go to halfway across the world, the earth, to go save somebody when you can save your people right here in front of your face.
There you go. Go ahead.
And just one more to comment off of what Jamal said. Why can't you do both? If you that much, what they call them, environmentalists, or if you care that much, why can't you do both? Why can't you breaking off thousands, millions of dollars? Why can't you put a piece of that here?
Right. So I'm saying Africa is goddamn rich. I'm not saying that there's no ghettos, you know, because there's ghettos everywhere. But more than anything, Africa is benefiting off of us. That money that Africa is getting, it's taken away from us. Flint has been how many years without water? You know, and I just heard the half homosexual, Jaden Smith, you know, I mean, it's giving out free food and water and having a little system going on over there. Not just him, but other people as well. You see what I'm saying? But that's trash, man. Let's keep going. Let's stop right there. You get the idea. Go to Ezekiel 3:17. Ezekiel 3:17. That's where I want to go next.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man.
Son of who?
Son of man.
Keep going.
I have made thee a watchman.
One more time.
Son of man. I have made thee a watchman.
I've made thee a watchman. Keep going.
Unto the house of Israel.
Unto the who?
Unto the house of Israel.
Now, a watchman is what?
A person that's supposed to look out for you and protection.
Right, because what you're looking for is danger. That's why with the feast of blowing of the trumpet, no, it's like the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. You see what I'm saying, Jamal, can you write that? With the feast, the memorial of blowing of the trumpets, we talk about the history of the watchman. You see what I'm saying? Why we sound that horn. You see what I'm saying? Why we sound the horn, why it's so important. You know what I mean? That's coming up in September, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? You know what I mean? That we sound that horn to show that there's danger coming our way, so we can protect our house, which is the house of Israel. But we don't got that anymore. Instead, the watchmen have been replaced with the wicked people, your pastors.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I haven't saw Jesse Jackson come out for anything lately. Al Sharpton, haven't seen him. You know, all these pastors, all these, you know, people, Dr. Umar Johnson, all these goddamn doctors that are not doctors. Dr. Martin Luther King, that man's not a goddamn doctor. And he stole somebody else's identity, a black Christian pastor. Especially he plagiarized that speech too, which is still garbage. It's still very destructive. You know what I mean? And these people are garbage. These people are evil. They are the ones that have been, you know, put on the front lines to try to, you know, have a word or say about our people's lives. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is back, man. And we are in full effect to take back what has been stolen, which is our identity, our integrity, our woman's, you see what I'm saying, identity too. Our women have became like white women, devious, monsters, see what I'm saying, manipulative, just became just a bunch of whores, and that was never our woman. And the Bible talks about how our women were, and they were everything precious. See what I'm saying? They were everything beautiful. Now it's hard to find that. But blessed is a woman that can change that when she comes into the school. The spirit on a woman hit. I mean, man, look. The spirit of the Most High hit when you are in the UPK. There is no, the spirit anywhere else, and it's not the spirit of the Most High. Everything hits different when you are in the UPK. You can't deny it. That's why even fake Israelites tell you they got the truth. Then nigga, why you over there? What's your problem? You still over there getting high, you're blowing ride. See what I'm saying? You're prostituting your own wife when really she's not your wife, man. That's everybody else's wife, out. That's everybody else's wife. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. All right, so keep going on that.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth.
Hear what?
Hear the word at my mouth.
Hear the word at my mouth. Keep going.
And give them warning from me.
Right. Ezekiel was commanded to go to the children of Israel to deliver a message. And this was the message about how, Israel needs to be protected and not, not destroyed by, people who want to hurt us. It's so easy to get anything out of somebody who is vulnerable. And that's the children of Israel. That's why you can sell us anything in a ghetto. Because we need something. Just like they need something. People in the world want to get high. So they'll do whatever they want. And what's so crazy? Because the general said something that was real deep. The crack epidemic was years ago. Now there's new crackheads. It never died. It never died. It should at least stop by my generation, I would think. Because I know people in my family who are still affected, who are older, way older, older, Salakia, and that, some of them are still affected. You see what I'm saying? But then I got people damn near in the same age group coming out of high school, doing some college, and there's some new drug addicts, some new, crackheads. You got, meth is such a white drug. I don't get that. Go ahead.
Salakia, not only is still thriving, but I remember when I was growing up, it was a shame for for a person to be trying all these different drugs.
Right.
Now they making
more
it cool. They making it cool.
It's more acceptable. I hear all these songs and stuff. Then it's like, what's it called? Molly Percocets. I hear Post Malone talking about how he does blow on the table and some more stuff. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's sad, man. I heard some things about Chris Brown too. I ain't surprised, man. I'm not surprised. See what I'm saying? But it's wrong, man. But brothers like Ezekiel came out and spoke this message that came from the Lord. All right? So let's start right there. Get Isaiah 58:1, and then let's get out of here. I ran over the time a little bit. Isaiah 58:1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry out loud.
Do what?
Cry out loud.
Cry out loud, meaning speak with a loud voice. Keep going.
Spare not.
Spare not, meaning don't spare anybody's feelings. Don't spare anybody's God. Don't spare nothing. Keep going. Concerning the law, you want to say something? Go ahead.
When it say cry out loud and spare not, you supposed to do this when you doctor?
We say when you what?
When you doctor?
When you doctor, meaning when you're teaching.
Yeah.
You're right. When you're teaching, that's right. Like on the street corners. I'm sure you watch the camp videos, right? Yeah. That's when you do that. When you teach a class, you cry out loud. Go ahead.
You also do that in correction. When you're correcting your brother or your sister, you speak with confidence and from where you know. Is that correct, Doctor?
Right. I mean, you ain't always got to raise your voice. You ain't always got to cuss and clean out.
But
So like,
you don't spare their feelings. Though.
oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
You don't.
And that's what I was going to get to. Yeah, you don't spare that emotion or that feelings. You see what I'm saying? No matter how much they cry on the phone, they give you a sob story. If somebody is wrong, they're wrong. If they are right, then they're right. Don't correct somebody when they're right. You correct them when they're wrong. And you focus on that. You're going to need that as a counselor. Go ahead.
Yes, like what you said. A lot of people just want to just correction, not like they will just correct you every time you do something wrong, but when you do something right, they just act like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be like too far, you know what I'm saying? Brother, you say
compliment.
You say what, yeah, so like when me and you always have to do talks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you correct me when I need to correct, and then when you tell me I'm doing good when I'm doing good.
Right.
That's the beauty about it.
Right.
So you just don't want to God, you this, but then when the brother do good,
right.
Proud of you, bro. You're doing a good job.
Right. Bro. You see what I'm saying? And you know, and just a sidebar, even when it gets to the point where you do the most retarded shit ever, even when that brother decides to hang up on you, there are some brothers that you might do the dumbest shit and they just be like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you right now. Shalom, no Christ. They'll hang up that phone. Like, is this nigga serious? Did he really just do this shit? You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? You got some sisters that, you know, just, I said I was sorry. I stabbed him. I stabbed my husband, but, you know, I'm sorry. The nigga's bleeding on the floor and it's been 20 minutes and you still didn't call the cops? I mean, the ambulance. You see what I'm saying? Even if you made up a story and said that somebody attacked him because he wants to save you, although you just stabbed the hell out of him. You know, at least give him an ambulance or something. You don't want him to die. Then you're really going to jail. No one's going to be able to save you. But, you know what I mean? When someone's doing the right thing, you compliment them. See what I'm saying? Another word for compliment means to praise. You see what I'm saying? Praise is not worship. Right. You know what I mean? Praise is to compliment somebody. You know, but when someone is doing wrong, you correct them. And when you are being corrected, just take it. Take it and go on about your life. No one's going to sit around and keep talking about it. Right. Keep talking about it, keep hounding you about it, like bully you about it. It's dealt with it, now it's over with. You see what I'm saying? No one's going to, you know, put you on blast about it. Well, I mean, there's cases where brothers have to get publicly checked. But then there's other cases where it don't happen. But no one's going to just make a whole damn movie about you, right, anything like that. Go ahead.
It's a lot of years. Like, that's one thing I learned because I used to be, I used to get into it with people. I used to hold grudges, you know what I'm saying, forever. You know what I mean? Like, it would be months before. But I learned this coming to school. You know what I'm saying? Getting checks so many times for these brothers that it's out of love, though. It's not, you know what I'm saying, because the brother hate me or nothing. I'm getting corrected because I'm messed up. And Brotherhood still gonna be here, you know what I'm saying? The brother still love me, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna have us some drinks, you know what I'm saying? I get checked, you know what I'm saying? Still gonna, it's not nothing that you should be like lingering on.
Right, you shouldn't. Go ahead. You want to make it fast, though.
Yeah, so just a quick example. My stepson, who's 14,
right,
I'm not his real father.
Right.
And his dad compliments the bad things that he does. He doesn't compliment the good things that he does. I chastise the bad things that he does. And that was my exact explanation. If they don't say nothing to you, then they don't care about you. Right. Because who shows up when you're in trouble as a result of what you did?
Right.
That should tell you right there, you know, and I left it at that. Like, you have to come into that understanding.
Right, and that's good. That's good that you teach him that, because that's something that he's gonna have to learn. Otherwise, he's gonna rob a bank and he's gonna be like, "Hey mom, hey dad, I just robbed the bank," and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I got flowers for you, baby." Right. He's gonna expect that. That's not it. It's more like, "Niggas, you stupid. I didn't teach you that at home." You see what I'm saying? It's more like that. All right, so go ahead and read that out.
Cry out loud, spare not.
Cry out loud, spare not.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
A trumpet is loud, man. See what I'm saying? So that's how your voice wants to be, loud. Keep going, because we ain't Christians. Christians are soft-spoken, and they have a lot of femininity in their voice. It's very hoarse with gayness. Keep going.
And show my people.
And show meaning show my people. Who is the Lord's people? The Israelites, the children of Israel. It is every so-called nigger, every wetback and spit. The people that are not desired, that is his people. The people that are not desired, that are always getting treated bad. Keep going.
And show my people their transgressions.
And show them their transgressions. That's called judging. Judging is where you speak about the wrongdoings, where you judge a wrong matter. You tell them this is what you're not supposed to do, this is what you should be doing. And you have the right. Who has the right? A prophet and priest of the Most High. You want to say something? Come on, let's keep going.
In the house of Jacob.
In the what?
In the house of Jacob.
That lets you know who is the audience. The audience is you, black man, Hispanic and Native American. You are the audience of this book. It's speaking about you and only you. So this goes for all of Israel. All right? Keep going.
In the house of Jacob, their sins.
1 second. One more time.
In the house of Jacob, their sins.
So first the transgressions and the sins, which is the breaking and violation of the law. That's what you want to show them. You want to show them where they are wrong and where they need to be right at. Now, to go all the way back through all the scriptures, being lazy in the work of the Lord is wrong. If you want something to happen, you want things to grow, you got to plant a seed. You have to water it. You got to feed it. You got to nourish it. You have a job to do. If you want things to go right in your marriage, you better work to get it to be where it should be at. You better put your all into it and not give up. It's a forever thing. It's not a temporary thing. You can't stop in the middle and say like, well, I'm trying. You got to keep going. And that goes for everything. All right. So with that being said, that's the class. We're going to catch us tomorrow as also put out YAHANNA, that's the law class. Okay. With that being said, Israel, shalom. All right. Oh, July 25th. It's coming up in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, 3 or 4. You better get there, man. Chicago Midwest Fire Weekend. What else is coming up, man? Salaki, a powerful lecture by Captain Katazah, the Bantu Festival, and what else? Commander General YAHANNA, the grill on Monday, the following Monday. All right. That being said, shalom. That's got it.